Installation of starter. In this video, we're going to show you how to replace a starter in a heavy-duty truck. Before replacing the starter, make sure you properly diagnose the entire starting and charging system. The proper procedure to troubleshoot the cranking and charging system is in the video linked here. Warning: before starting any repairs, make sure you understand and follow your shop's or employer's safety procedures. Proper equipment such as safety glasses need to be worn while working with the charging system. Failure to follow safety procedures may result in serious and permanent injuries. Danger: the battery pack is directly connected to the starter. Therefore, it is very important that you disconnect the vehicle's battery cables at the batteries before beginning any service to the cranking system. Disconnect the cables from the starter's ground and battery plus terminals. Next, remove the ignition cable from the IMS relay or switch terminal on the solenoid. Make sure each cable is properly identified for reinstallation. Now that the cables have been removed, you can remove the 3 mounting bolts holding the starter to the flywheel housing. When removing the starter, check to see if a spacer was used between the starter and the flywheel housing. If a spacer is present, it needs to be transferred onto the new starter. Now that the starter is removed, you'll need to check the engine's ring gear for wear. If damage or excessive wear is observed, the ring gear will need to be replaced. After removal of the old starter and inspection of the ring gear, we can install the new starter. To do this, align the starter into position with the drain tube facing down. Tighten the 3 bolts to the proper torque as specified by the engine manufacturer while supporting the rear of the starter. There should be no gaps between the starter flange and flywheel housing. Now that the starter is securely mounted in place, it's time to reconnect the wires. Clean all the electrical connections and then connect the battery positive cable to the B+ terminal on the solenoid and torque to 20 to 30 Newton meters. Connect the ground cable to the ground terminal at the rear of the starter and torque to 20 to 30 Newton meters. Most starters come with 3 nuts on the ground terminal. The 3rd nut is not needed and may be discarded. Do not remove the nut under the ground wire from the solenoid. If the starter is equipped with an integrated magnetic switch, connect the ignition wire to the terminal on the IMS relay and torque to 3 to 5 Newton meters. Never bypass the integrated magnetic switch. If the starter does not have an integrated magnetic switch, connect the ignition wire to the S terminal on the solenoid and torque to 2 to 2.5 Newton meters. If dielectric grease or other corrosion-inhibiting product is applied to the terminals, apply it after tightening the terminals to the proper torque. The new starter installation is now complete. You may reconnect the ground and battery plus connections at the batteries.